A lesson of faith for the hour of temptation. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. When the eagle of the Alps would destroy the timid but fleet-footed chamois, he resorts to a curious device. He makes feigned attacks, darting down toward his prey, as if to seize it. The frightened chamois flies from its assailant to its accustomed place of refuge from the hunter, to some jutting crag on the edge of a precipice. To so dizzy a spot no mountaineer, however bold, dare venture, and the hunted animal has often found safety there. But the same spot which protects it from man is fatal when the eagle is its pursuer. For the cunning bird comes swooping down in the might of his strength, and with his huge wings beats it over the crag into the fearful gorge beneath. Dashed to pieces by its fall, it becomes food for its foe, which, swiftly pouncing upon its remains, bears them in his talons to his eyrie in the tops of the rocks. Satan has a similar device for the destruction of believers. He knows that he can do nothing but annoy them so long as they receive his assaults at Calvary in full view of a bleeding Christ. Hence, like the eagle, he drives them, if possible, to Mount Sinai. He darts upon them with accusations of legal imperfection. He thrusts the law before them and calls them to judge their lives and tempers by its stern demands and by its far-reaching claims on the obedience, even of the thoughts and purposes of the heart. By these means he moves the unwary disciple toward Horeb and Sinai, where, beholding nothing but the law, with its merciless terrors, hearing only voices of thunder and wrath, he sinks condemned and sorrowful to the dust. Shame covers his face, strength departs from him, and he readily falls a victim to some new device of his malicious adversary. Knowing this, the believer, when tempted, should obstinately refuse to judge of himself or of his safety by a legal standard. He should meet every accusation of Satan by immediately flying to Christ in an act of resolute faith. Every discovery of legal deficiency, of spiritual pollution, or even of actual guilt, should be followed by deep contrition of spirit, by confession, by an act of appropriating faith. By a steadfast presentation of Christ's promise, he should say, Lord, thou hast said, He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. I believe, oh, let me live. However sore the temptation, however violent the assault, however fierce the attack, he must never allow himself to lose sight of Christ as his present Saviour. His victory depends on this. He must fight the battle at Calvary or be defeated. But contending there, defeat is impossible. Faith will spring up and grow mighty, irresistible, and victorious in any heart, however tempted, that steadfastly persists in looking unto Jesus. Failing of this, allowing himself to be driven to Sinai, like the chamois on the crag, he will be overcome, perhaps destroyed. Go, therefore, tempted Christian, to Calvary. Your heart feels cold and hard, your soul is dark, you find it difficult to drag yourself to the act of prayer, and you seem forsaken of God. But notwithstanding all this, you must fly to Christ and claim him as your present Saviour. Lie just as you are, tossed, distracted, buffeted, at Christ's feet, with a prayer on your lips, his promise in your hand, and with your eye steadfastly gazing on his face, and your heart believing that for his own sake alone he does now accept and justify you. Do this, remain in this attitude patiently, stopping your ears against all the foul whispers of your foe, and in a little while a sweet persuasion of his love, a delicious outgushing of affection, will spring up fresh as living water from the everlasting hills in your spirit. The life of holy love, which gushes from the trusting heart, as waters from the smitten rock, will pour in renovating tides through your comforted soul. Waves of joy will swell your happy bosom, and your disappointed enemy will draw back, leaving you to undisturbed fellowship with your approving Saviour. And in all Satan's future endeavors to destroy you, meet him in the same manner, according to the Apostle who, speaking of the tempter, says, "Whom resist, steadfast in the faith," and in obedience to Christ, who says, "He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live, and whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die." Sometimes a light surprises the Christian as he sings. It is the Lord who rises with healing in his wings. When comforts are declining, he grants the soul again a season of clear shining to cheer it after rain. Cowper.